So here I am outside freezing my buttocks off, because trust me, it is absolutely freezing today. That's why I left it till the last moment decision to replace my AC fan on the Hyundai. Yep, my 2005 Hyundai has a bad AC fan, and today we're going to learn how to replace that. So sit back, relax and enjoy. This is DemonView Drives. Hey there folks, welcome to my channel. My name's Ian. I started this channel because I got fed up with paying other people to fix my vehicles. The cost just kept piling up and I thought, hey, why not learn to do it myself? Now here's the thing, I know nothing about cars. Yep, you heard that right, I'm a complete newbie. But I'm willing to learn and I want to take you all along for the ride as I figure this out. I want to be upfront, this is not a tutorial channel, it's more like a journey where I share my experiences, my mistakes, and hopefully my successes as I learn how to fix things. So if you're tired of those expensive repair bills and want to learn with me, hit that subscribe button and join the adventure. So let's get our hands dirty and figure out how to keep our vehicles running without breaking the bank. This is DemonView Drives. Hi there. I know you've got some questions like, hey Ian, where have you been these past few months? You've not uploaded any new content, or why are you dressed like a homeless hippie kind of hanging out here in Portland? Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, regard the other videos kind of like a season 1 of DemonView Drives, and this is going to be season 2. And also, I'm dressed like this because it is absolutely f***ing freezing today. I kid you not. I'm absolutely freezing, and I decided to leave it till today, the coldest day I've experienced so far, to replace the AC fan on my car. Now, this is the 2005 Hyundai Tucson, in case you can't tell from this liftgate. Yes, I know it needs to be cleaned, but it's winter. Basically, the AC fan has decided to quit, and I could actually go to a shop, pay them maybe $300 for the parts, another $300 in, labor costs, and then God knows what other problems they say, oh, this needs to be addressed right now. Or I can just buy the exact same fan for 34 bucks on eBay and install it myself. Guess which one I did? Now, for those of you who may not know this, the AC fan is located here on the Hyundai. Let's see if we can get you in closer without my scarf getting in the way. Did I mention it was cold? Okay, so this is the AC fan here, and what's happening is if I go and power it on, sometimes it'll power on, sometimes it won't. I've removed the air filter, and yes, I can stick my hands in there and try and start it by hand, which sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to guess the motor on this is actually going out. It's not the speed control or anything, so I'm going to replace that whole fan. Now, this is a little bit tricky due to the way it's organized. I did think I was going to have to take off this whole dashboard, but no, I don't think I do. I just popped off the lid here by popping the clips out on each side of the glove box. And I'm going to go in from the bottom, remove these screws, and I believe there's a power connector in there that I'm going to unplug first so I don't make anything go bang. Okay, so let's take a look at the actual fan itself, and this is going to help me see where all the screws are. So this is the box it arrived in. Like I said, this cost me 35 bucks with free shipping, and I'm hoping this solves the issues. Let's take this out. Like so, and there we go. This is what the fan looks like. Now we have, basically it just draws air in and blows it about. Now we have a power connector here, and we've got screw holes here. So I'm going to look to see where the screw holes are in the fan in there, and that's going to let me know which way this should go in. And I'll also find out where that power connector is. Hopefully it's to the front or to the side and not to the back. Knowing my luck, it's going to be to the back. But after we unclip that power connector under the screws, it should just drop out. This one should go straight in, plug that back in, and there we go. So it's going to be a bit awkward because of the position that this is in, but let's give it a go. Now I'm placing this on the floor of the car. You're looking up. Hey, here's me. I can see my screen. And as I feared, the power connector, oh wait, is it? Let me do this. Is the power connector to the, I don't know, here's the damn power connector. Over here, I have to remember everything's in reverse. Where is this? Oh, right, and now the GoPro's pausing, so, okay, this is it, healthy front. Yeah, I am glad the power connector is at the front. That means, I'm not gonna hopefully find it too awkward. Now, this would be handier if my hands are warm, They are not, they are freezing. But this should just pop out. What would follow next was about 10 to 20 minutes of me trying to struggle to pop that clip out, not knowing that was just one of those simple side pinches would loosen it. Instead, I just pulled on the darn thing like an awkward gorilla. Eventually, I would give up, grab it grips, and yank that thing right out of there. So as you can see, I managed to get that connector loose. I then managed to unscrew those 3 screws that were holding it in, and I decided to take a close look at the fan. It was pretty dirty inside, but there was nothing really clogging it up, so it was definitely a motor issue. And there was a small bit of rust there, but yeah, I pretty much determined that that was completely burnt out. What I didn't notice at the time was that that small little vent that you see down the bottom was a completely different size to the replacement I had gotten on eBay, guaranteed to fit my arse. So if you're thinking, well, Ian, you're a genius, you can deal with that, well, yeah, you're kind of right, but in this case, no, there was no dealing with it, because no matter what I tried to do, when putting the wrong size fan into the car, it just would not fit properly. And eventually I did have to give up, because when I did manage to finally fit the fan in, unfortunately it was at an angle since it wasn't fitting in properly and therefore would not spin. And this left me with one choice and one choice only, to go back on eBay and try and find a proper fitting fan. Luckily, I was able to get a full refund for the fan that didn't fit, so I guess that was okay. Now, there is no kind of like easy way to put this back on. It just slots in. And that's not the difficult part. The difficult part here is just trying to line up these screw holes while holding in the fan. So, yeah, it's awkward, but it's not impossible. It's just one of those little things that you've got to do. And I'm kind of cheating here because I've got my GoPro on. And I'm using the live preview to find out where these screw holes are. And here we go. That's one just about in. And after that, it's just a case of tightening up the screws and putting on this connector. Okay, and with that, the AC fan has been replaced in this car, and yes, it is still rainy and cold here in the Pacific Northwest, so I'm kind of outside at the moment and freezing, hence the same gear again, and the baseball cap to keep rain off. So the question is, was it worth my while actually spending the money and replacing that AC fan myself, rather than getting a car mechanic to do it? And I would have to say absolutely yes, it was. The fact is that the fan cost me $35 on eBay. Now, I did make the mistake. I ordered the wrong fan the first time and had to get a second fan. So the only thing it cost me was a delay of about 5 days waiting for that second fan to come in. And in all fairness, the original seller said, yeah, we'll give you your money back. Absolutely no problem. So yeah, compared to spending over $300 getting a car mechanic to do it, I do think this was worth the money repairing myself. Now, like I said, I wasn't an expert. It did take me a couple of days to actually get it started and done. Part of that delay was the wrong fan. I would say the most challenging part of this was the fact is where it was mounted. I had to go underneath, get those screws out, and that was a bit complicated. In fact, you saw I had to use my GoPro camera to help by putting it on the floor and having the live video feed so I could actually see where the screws are. Could you do this? Yeah, absolutely. Even if you didn't have a camera to help you out, you could just put a mirror on the ground and that would help you out. So, I mean, yeah, when you look at basic car repair, doing something like this, it seemed overly complicated. I thought the whole dashboard was going to have to come out, but it didn't. All that needed to come out was 3 screws and a connector. And as you can see, even I managed to do that. And, you know, it's me. I have no experience of this. But every time I do something like this, I gain a little bit more experience. And if you start working on your car, honestly, I have a feeling that you'll gain more experience, become more confident as well. And that's the whole point of all of this. I mean, if you don't do something, you're also going to question your ability about whether or not you can do it. But once you start doing it, the more you start doing it, the more skill you gain, the more confident you become, and the more willing you are to try harder, more difficult things. So, with that, I've got an upcoming video. I'm waiting on parts to arrive because I'm going to replace the headlights in this vehicle because they are pretty actually scratched up. And yeah, you can use headlight restoration and stuff, but in this case, these are plastic, so they're not going to actually work with headlight restoration. And I also want to replace the alternator on the DemonView mobile. That's going to be a tricky one. I'd say that one's going to be one of the more complicated jobs that I'm going to do, but I'm going to go and do it anyway because I think I actually have the skill set to do so, and hopefully we'll find out if you watch these videos. So thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and make sure you tune in for the next video. Until next time, cheerio.